What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server. Oh yeah, guys, welcome back. So, I've been doing a little bit of stuff here. We got this whole thing completely done last time. This is where we're going to be putting our power and things like that. Since then, I kind of decided it needed to be wider, so I expanded this out a little bit. This is where the old wall was, right along this block right here. So I expanded it out like 4 more blocks over here. And yeah, I did this on both sides, so it's significantly bigger. It really doesn't look like it. I mean, when you make something just a few blocks bigger, when it's already pretty big, it's kind of hard to tell, right? Right. So, yeah, I ended up going through a few more stacks of the laboratory blocks, and I expanded this out a little bit. Now, the reason why I did this is because we want to put big reactors here. Now, I was thinking, if we have one reactor right in the center, it's going to be kind of a pain. You're walking over here to the power room and you have to go around it every single time. Yeah, I just don't really want to do that. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we'll probably set up one reactor on this side, one reactor on this side, and then, yeah, we'll do like the turbines and stuff. And depending on our power needs, if like 2 of them are more than are not enough later on, we can go ahead and add more over here and have more turbines. So I'm thinking we'd do like reactor, 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 and then the 4 turbines on the inside. I think that's kind of where we'd end up going with this project. I don't know. I'm still deciding. First things first, though, we're only going to set up 1. We don't need 4 of these, especially with the turbines going just yet. We don't have a need for power. So what I want to do, I kind of marked this out. So I want to have this like 1, 2, 3 blocks away from every wall. And then we're going to have like a row of like caution tape around it. So it's going to be like 4 blocks this way. And then we're going to have a 3 wide path. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to have 3 around it. And then, you know, a little walkway kind of a deal. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be like 4 blocks away from every wall. And then that's going to be the start of it. So if I have everything laid out correctly, I should be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we'll have like that row of tape and then 3 away from a wall, right? So yeah, we should be able to do that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think we're going to do an 11 by 11, and I'm out of blocks already. Yeah, it made enough so I could kind of outline this and figure out how big this platform needed to be. But I think we have this so we can have 1 reactor here and 1 reactor on this side. They're both going to be equidistant from the walls and symmetrical looking. I think this is going to look pretty cool when we get this all done. But yeah, as you can see, I need more of these reactor casing blocks and things like that. I started preparing by making more graphite bars and all of this stuff. So I tell you guys what, I'm going to go ahead and cut here. I'm going to frame out the big reactor and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Alright guys, so I spent some time here. I crafted up a whole lot of materials and we have a big reactor going on here. What this is 11 by 11 by 11. So it's a total square, completely 11 by 11 by 11. So yep, so we have the yellorium fuel rods in the center here. They still need yellorium, obviously. We got the control rods on top. Basically what we're waiting for right now is what kind of coolant we're going to use. Now I know there's a big debate. People think, you know, the liquid ender is the best. Some people say gelid cryothium is the best. Problem is, if we were to use gelid cryothium, we can't stick gelid cryothium right here and just leave it 1 layer thick because it sinks. So we'd have to fill in each and every single block in this thing full of cryothium. Do I want to do that? Not really. Liquid ender, on the other hand, you can just put along like the top row right here and it'll just flow down, and that works just as good as having like the liquid ender in every single spot. So the way this is we have 8 fuel rods in the center here. So there's also another thing where if you put gelid cryothium between fuel rods, it actually helps it out as opposed to having liquid ender in there. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So I was testing this out a little bit in a creative world. Let's actually leave the server for a moment and we'll go into a single player, FTB Infinity. Yeah, I wanted to try this out in a creative world just to make sure which way was the best to make these reactors. So I have one here Why are you doing a backup single player? So yeah, I have one here. It's 11 by 11. It's got the 8 fuel rod, or no, this one's a 5. This one's got 5 in the center. So I want to see what was better. Was the liquid ender versus cryotheum? This took forever to fill up, by the way, even in creative mode. So with this going right here, we got 5 fuel rods going with just the liquid ender, and they were making 29.0k RF per tick. So same exact setup here. Let's take a look at the top, remove some snow so we can actually see. So yeah, it's just the 5x5 in the center. And this one is making 31.3. So yes, you do make slightly more RF per tick by about 2,000 more in a setup like this. But is it worth it to make all that gelic cryotheum and take the time to place it and this and that? I don't think so. So I'm very happy with going with this setup right here with just liquid ender along the top, letting it flow down. You get just about the same as you do with one that's completely full of gelic cryotheum. So then I was thinking, okay, so if we switch it from a 5, like a star pattern with 5, to an 8, which way is better with the gelic cryotheum in the center? Whoops, I didn't mean to break that. Let's see. I need to go to reactor glass. Gimme. Yeah. So is it better to have the gelic cryotheum in the center, or is it better to have liquid ender in the center? Well, the one with liquid ender in the center is making 4.6. This is obviously a lot smaller scale. I got tired after I had to fill it up full of gelic cryotheum. But yeah, this one's making 4.59, 4.6. This one over here with the gelic cryotheum in the center is making nothing because it's off. Let's turn that on. Why is that off? I don't know why that turned off. That shouldn't have been the case. Oh, you know what? It turned off because I broke that glass, didn't it? I think that's what it was. So this one's making 4.6 and it's still going up. So it's a little bit 4.66. Again, it's kind of like minimally different, 4.5 versus 4.6. But I'm okay with making 8 buckets worth of gelic cryotheum just to get a little bit more out of it, as opposed to like filling up that entire thing, because that's just ridiculous. So I think this is the way we're going to go. We're going to have liquid ender along the outside, and then I'm going to get some gelic cryotheum and put in the center between those control rods, or the yellorium fuel rods, and I think this is going to provide us a decent amount of power. Now, we're also going to have to figure out how to do the turbine reactors, because I've never done that before. I guess that's the actively cooled instead of the passively cooled. I've never done those before. Yeah, so we want a decent amount of power for the start. I don't know if we need this much power when we go to the turbine setup, but we will come to that later when we need more power. So anyway, yeah, we're going to go with this setup right here. The ender along the outside, cryotheum in the center. Okay guys, so in order to use the liquid ender or molten ender, we're gonna need ender pearls. So I went and I made myself a scythe. The scythe is made out of manulin, so it's got a slightly higher attack than most other scythes. Scythes will attack things in like a 3x3 area in front of you, so it'll attack multiple targets at once. I put looting 3 on there, and I put one thing of sharpness. I don't have a lot of quartz. I've been using all my quartz for making those laboratory blocks. So yeah, I need to go quartz hunting again. So we got one thing of sharpness on there. We got flux, so it'll always recharge, and we have fortune 3. So another thing people have told me is about these caches. These are from thermal expansion, and these are really cool. They're like a barrel. They hold one single item, except the very cheapest one holds 10,000 items, and it costs 4 tin and 1 log. That is so cheap. The hardened one, the next tier up, takes the basic cache that we just made, and you just wrap that in Invar, and then it holds 40,000 items. That is incredible. The reinforced ones I have not made yet. This holds 160,000 items, and then finally the resident, the highest tier one, will hold 640,000 of the same items. So I think we're going to be making a bunch of these and hooking these up to applied energistics later on. I think these might be better. No, actually, I think the deep storage units might be better for the higher tier ones instead of these. But these earlier ones, 10,000 for 4 tin and a log? and then just a little bit of Invar like quadruples that. I like this a lot. So anyway, I made one of these basic caches. You don't have an interface on there. You can't tell how much items in there. It does have a little progress bar, and as this thing fills up, the progress bar gets higher and higher until it's completely full. The only way you can see what's in there is when you wrench it. You need a wrench actually to pick that up or it loses its items. So you wrench it, and then if like you hold over the tooltip, it'll say what's in there. Let's actually look at a few of these Endermen real quick. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys we turned off the NPCs? I know I said we were thinking about it. We did turn off the NPCs. So, looting 3 with a scythe, with flux. So yeah, this thing's never gonna run out of power. We're gonna be looting these guys. We're gonna be getting all sorts of ender pearls. This is great. Okay. Oh, I just got a new hat. Sweet. Okay, so let's look in here. So here's some ender pearls. We can go ahead and click those in there. So that's full of ender pearls. Has like about 3 stacks. You can't really tell. There's nothing on the progress bar. So if we were to take this and wrench it, okay. So yeah, we hold shift. It says 44 ender pearls, but there's no like label on the outside that says how many pearls are in there. Just that little progress bar. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to do this. We need to collect a whole bunch of ender pearls. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for a little while, try and get a whole bunch of those going on and make some molten ender, and we'll be right back, guys. Right, so if we're going to make jelly cryothium, we need to get a few things going here. So I was looking at the recipe for this. So in order to get jelly cryothium, like a bucket of it, we need cryothium dust. And you only get 100 millibuckets for one of these, so we need 10 for each bucket. So we're going to need a total of 80 cryothium dust for the 8 buckets worth that we need. Anyway, to get this, you need a snowball, niter or saltpeter, redstone, and blizz powder. Let's see, there's probably... Was there another way to do this? I could have sworn... Let's see, let's go back here. I could have sworn there was a way that you can take a snowball. Let's see, uses for the snowball. You take a snowball and you do some destabilized redstone onto a snowball. We'll give you blizz powder just the same. So we got plenty of redstone. We don't have any snow, so I'm going to come over to XB's base, just right across the way. There's my pink trees right there. Corrales is doing some stuff over here. But yeah, we're over here at XB's base because he has a snowman. And I happen to have a shovel. And he's got like a little vacuum hopper set up here. Whoa, did they change the vacuum hopper? Didn't this only be 1 row before? Maybe it always was 2 rows. I'm thinking of the regular hopper. Anyway, he's got a setup here that's taking the snowballs, sucking them directly into this chest. So all we gotta do is just spam I guess just hold down or left click, and we are instant mining that snow. That is so good. Is that backing up in here? Nope. How's that doing over here? Yeah, it's filling up his chest pretty good. So we need, what did I say, 80? So that's like a stack. That's 64. And then, was that like 70, 80? I think that's what we need. I'm going to take a little bit more because I think we're going to need more than that. For the second reactor whenever we get around to it. You might as well just make up a little bit extra while you're at it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and use a snowman a bit more, collect a little bit more snow for him. How's this doing over here? Look at that, it's almost like full again. That's amazing. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and refill what I took. That's pretty close. I don't know. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more. But yeah, that should get us to the point where we can start making our jelly cryothium. Also, to make that stuff, my game will stop lagging a little bit. Yeah, in order to make this stuff, I got a sheep in my front yard. We need a magma crucible and a fluid transposer. The magma crucible will melt down redstone into the molten redstone, and then the fluid transposer will take that fluid redstone or I guess molten redstone, man, my internet, and put it into the snowball, which will make our blizz powder. Okay, so I'm gonna start melting down redstone. We got plenty of it here. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing this, and we'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, so it seems like the longer this video goes on, the more I'm working in this world and online, the worse my internet's getting. It was just down to 2 bars a second ago. I guess it improved to 3 bars. Anyway, I'm going to try and finish up the rest of this episode here in this world today. So we have a resonant ender drum, and we have this keeps swapping around my hotbar, a gelic cryothium drum. So yeah, both of those are what we're going to use for our big reactor here. So I got everything laid out, and I have a dirt floor right here, so we can fill this entire thing up with resonant ender. We have something to place that on, and then we can break out the dirt, and then it'll all flow down. As far as the gelic cryothium, I'm going to have to come down here and place each individual bucket, but since there's only 8 spots to do that, it's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. I need to place, let's see, do I have any blocks on me? I don't. I need a place, oh, by the way, you can change the color of the draconic chest. I think if you shift right click on it, you can set it from color mode true and false, and you can read the tooltip there. It says click it with red, green, or blue dye to change it. So I made mine completely blue. So let's see here. I need some blocks. I guess I will just use some sort of quartz blocks. Or I guess I could make another, yeah, I could just go ahead and make myself another bucket, but I think we'll do that. Yeah, you can see like how weird my internet's working right now. Like everything is taking so long for things to happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the gelic cryothium. This is gonna take a decent amount of time since, yeah, my internet's working like this. But yeah, let me go ahead and fill this up full of the gelic cryothium, get the resonant ender on here, and we'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, so that took a little bit longer than it should have taken, but we got it done, So I don't want to jump in this. If I do, it like teleports me randomly outside. That snowballs down here because the gelic cryothium made some snow. The resonant ender broke that snow, and then it made that item teleport. So yeah, we don't want to get down there because we'll teleport into random spaces. We don't really want to throw our tools in there because I think it has a possibility of teleporting it off the side over there and into the void. Yeah, that's definitely something we don't want to have happen. So all this dirt that I'm throwing down here is going to be touching the resonant ender, and it's going to be teleporting randomly around. So it's going to be kind of like find the dirt later, but that's fine. That's fine. So this should all fill in with the resonant ender and be one solid thing. I got dirt everywhere. This is hilarious. Give me that dirt. Give it. Yeah, it's like, I think you can teleport it up to 10 blocks away or something. Maybe you won't be able to teleport underneath it unless it was on the very bottom or something. But yeah, we should have a decent amount of this dirt back. Got one's kind of like hanging out there. All right. Yeah, it's still dirt everywhere. That's funny. Okay, so this whole thing is full of the resonant ender now. Whoop. Okay, I just fell in there. So we need to put a cover on this. We need to cover up that very center spot. And our big reactor should be complete. Let's see, do we have any stuff in here that I can do this with? Sure, we'll put reactor glass in the top center. I'll grab some of this reactor casing. We should be able to use our builder's wand to quickly... Well, let's not throw it in there, please. Should be able to use that to quickly fill in the ceiling here. Just do this a few times. We gotta do it in stages of 3 now. Actually, I guess we can kind of do more if we do it like that, and then over here. And finally, there we go. All right, so now we'll just put this reactor glass in the top center just so we can see the gelic cryothium down there. And the whole thing completes. Awesome. So here we go. Here's our reactor controller. It's offline. I have in the back here, this is where we're going to extract the cyanite, and this is where we're going to put in the yellorium. So let's throw a little yellorium in there. So you got 20 ingots here. I've been putting these in a blocks. If you smelt the yellorium in the Tinker's Construct smeltery, you get the fluid yellorium, and then you can cast that, which I've done. Yeah, I've casted that and turned it into blocks. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw this in there. I think all of those would just be nommed. Sure was. How many more do we need than that? Whoa, okay, that's gonna that's gonna eat a lot of fuel. Let's go ahead. Guess we'll do that. I think we're only gonna spin up one of these reactors if it's gonna take that much fuel to get it going. Whew, okay, we have 5 more of those. Let's just put that into ingots. All right, so how are we doing over here? Offline. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and turn it on. We will get our buffer going right here. Full of power. And we are making Well, it should be the same thing as what we've shown in the creative world, right? So it should be like about 40 or so. Actually, you know what? We never did this particular model in the creative world. We had a 5 in the center, not 8 in the center. So yeah, this is actually going to make a significant amount of power. 40.6 RF a tick, 40.7. Let's go ahead and turn it off since we're not using this power that's stored up. But yeah, look at that. We already made 10 million RF. So I think this is pretty good. 469% reactivity. That's not bad either. I think there's probably ways that we could improve this design, but honestly, I'm very happy with the way this has turned out. So I think we're going to end up using this until we run low on power. We might build another one, or we might look into the turbines next. I haven't decided. But yeah, we now have a steady power supply here in our age. We're going to need to make some tesseracts so we can move that power around. Otherwise, we're going to have to run power cables everywhere. I think the next stage is to look at getting applied energistics hooked up after we have a way of moving this power around. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here today, guys. I think it's going to be a little bit shorter, but my internet's really acting up, so I can't do too much today. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end it today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.